Okay, so now that we created the logo, we're going to create the artboards to support all the designs that we're going to do around the logo, right? And that includes a business card, envelope, um, the letterhead, and some of these other things. So within the same document, first of all, we need to save our document. So we're going to go to File, Save, or Command S. And that brings up your dialog box. Make sure you know where you're going to save your things. And I'm going to save this to my desktop. So that's my iCare. Okay. It's saving, so I'm waiting. Oh, wait. Why is this doing this? There we go. All right, so I'm going to save. Make sure I save. Okay. So once I save, now I'm going to start my new document or artboard process. The first thing I need is the business card size. So I'm going to create the business card size of 2 inches high by 3.5 inches wide. So I'm going to go to my artboard tool, and actually instead of going to the artboard tool, once you go to Window and bring up your artboard palette. Okay, and also you can, you'll have some properties here inside the properties palette. But with our artboard tool and the artboard tool and the artboards palette, you can name it inside here or you can name it over here. I'm going to name the first artboard right here. We're going to name this logo, and then we're going to create a new artboard. And okay, and then we'll name this, I'll just say B card, and we'll say B card front, and then the other one's going to be B card back, right? And the size of this B card, bless you.
Thanks.
The size of this business card is going to be 3.5 wide and 2 inches high. Okay, so that's the size of the business card. And we'll create a new one, which is the same size, and then we're going to call this B card back. And because we have our artboard tool selected, we can take these artboards and just move them into place, either side by side or top and bottom, however you feel like you want to design it. The next thing that we need to set up is our letterhead, which is 8.5 by 11. So I'll create a new artboard, change the size, width 8.5, and the height will be 11. And we can move that into place. Use our space bar to kind of move our documents around. Yeah, letterhead 8.5 by 11, 8.5 by 11. And then we have an envelope. So if we're going to mail out this letterhead to different people in this company, we're going to need an envelope design. And our envelope size, I'm going to get a new document or new artboard. And that envelope size, let me type in a name. This will be my envelope. And this size will be 9.5 in the width by 4 inches high. Okay, and I forgot to name my artboard letterhead, So letterhead, I'm abbreviating letter HD. So LTTR HD for letterhead. Okay. Maybe I'll put this one over here. Oops. Okay. I'm going to, the next thing is a sign-in sheet. That's also 8.5 by 11. So if you have whatever artboard that you have selected, when you create a new one, it'll duplicate from that. So if I select my letterhead here and I do new artboard, it's gonna create the new artboard the same size as the one you had previously selected. So this one is gonna be called sign-in sheet. And so this is when they come into the doctor's office or whatever and they have appointments or whatever, they'll use this as a sign-in sheet. So you have to have that design. The doctor usually writes prescriptions. So the size of the prescription is going to be 4 inches wide by 5 inches high, or vice versa. Doesn't matter which way. So I'm going to create a new one based off of my envelope design, because that's kind of long. And I'll create new, call this prescription, and the size is 4 by 5. And so you can do it either way. It can be this way, or it can also be 5 by 4. However way you think it should be. And I think for me, I think I like it this way. Zoom out.
What's the fourth one called? Letterhead?
Yeah, so I have logo, I have business card front and back, I have letterhead, I have sign-in sheet, I have envelope, and I have prescription. And I have one more, and it's called the cloth cleaner.
Jeez.
And the cloth cleaner, you guys all know what that is when you have glasses and you need that little cloth thing to wipe your. And so with this one, this is the cloth cleaner. All right. Now these things don't have to be extremely complicated or complex in design, but this is an example of how. It's an example of how you can take one concept and kind of build around that concept. So I take this, put this in here. So from one document, I can build all the elements that I need. And here's the list. The list is here on Blackboard. And this can be found under Unit B. It's logo branding. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about branding. What does it mean to brand something, right? The logo is a logo, and it basically is like the face, right? A brand basically says, I'm going to be consistent on all the different parts that make up the whole, right? And what are some of the things that make things consistent? Could be color, could be typography, it could be little kind of design elements like little icons or symbols or something like that. It could be a combination of some of those things, like the color and the way they use a certain bar or shape. It could be texture. But what is it that's going to make all of these items look like they belong together, right? Let me see if I can find a quick example. Okay. So what I did was just a search of brand packages, and these are some things that you can consider. Do you see how you have the logo and you have all these different items that go together? Right? They look like they're consistently part of the same package because color, white, red, and black. That's the color scheme that goes with this. This color scheme has like a green, and then this is the colors that they associated with the green and yellow and the dark black. This color scheme has like an orange, and they have like different accent colors like blue and black, light blue, gray. So one of the main common themes that you want to look at is how shape works with some of these things. Colors, contrast, typography, all of these different things allow you to see like this consistent element in this one is the fire and the gradient. So there's a lot of different things that you guys can do. This one, let me show you this one here. This is like a real estate package where it has like this house, top of a house, solid color red, and it kind of has like this monotone or monochrome feel. So what I'd like for you to do before you start to design, I'd like you to look up some examples of brand identity, and I want you to find like 2 references that you like, and you could either try to replicate from those references or use that as inspiration to design your package. Okay? So the first step is I want you to do some research. Take a look, find out what things appeal to you and in the different packages, and then take that concept and I want you to start to try to apply it to your own concept within this brand identity package.